In this video, I want to cover some shortcut keys in Shortcuts a lot that I've only recently discovered, and they're not yet in my extensive list of shortcut keys that I put into the appendix of the SCAL user manual. So I was kind of excited to find out about these, and I have to give credit to Millie Speck, who kept asking me if there wasn't a shortcut key for the select mode right up here in the corner. Like she would be in a different mode down here, a different tool, and she'd want a quick way to get back to the select mode, and I kept saying, I don't think there is one. Well, she figured it out on her own, good for her, and then when she reported it, because it was a single letter keystroke, I thought I'm going to check out and see if any of the other single letter keystrokes on my keyboard would work to do something else. Now these that I discovered, these in particular, now not everything in this video is covered on a Mac, but so far all of the ones I'm going to show you with the single letter, they all work on a Mac or a PC. So the one that she found out, and she actually had seen it in a different program, that if you want to get back to select mode, if you use the single character V as in Victor, then that would get you back to this particular, the select mode. So for example, let's say you have a shape and you're down here using the erase tool and you've kind of used the erase. If you press V just one time, it puts you right back up here in select mode. So that was kind of cool. So then I started playing around with it and I thought, gee, I wonder if there's some more. Well, there's quite a few of them. So another one is going to be the letter A. And when you press the letter A, then it takes you to what I call the node edit mode. Now, I don't know where the A came from, maybe A for alter, but anyway, that's what works, is that if you press the letter A, it'll take you into this mode. And then, of course, pressing V will take you right back up here to select mode. All right, the next one that I found out about, and I'm doing these kind of like in alphabetical order, if you press the letter H, it takes you down here to the pan state. So H is like the hand tool. That's what it is. Probably where the H came from. I call it the pan mode because if you're zoomed in, and I'm going to zoom in really tight, if you're zoomed in, then you can use the hand tool to kind of move around. And then again, to get back, you just press V, and that'll take you right back to the select mode. Now, before I move on to another one, I realize that there's also a very handy shortcut key where you can just press the space bar or hold the space bar, and then you can pan around that way also. Part of the system noise is sometimes I can't do these things while I'm recording a video, so that's what that sound is. But anyway, so that's one of them. But again, if it's something that you can't remember how to do it while you're in select mode, just press H and it takes you right down here to the hand mode. So back in the select mode, the next one I want to cover is the letter P. Now then, when you're in one of these modes, if you press the letter P, this takes you to the pen tool mode, or actually it's called the draw tool mode, but all you have to do is just think P for pen, because that looks like a calligraphy pen. And then, of course, that's the one where you can draw, straight lines. You can, just hold down your left mouse, click again, and then hit enter, and then you end up with a straight line. Or you can also, do your Bezier curves, come over here and hold down your mouse and, do whatever kind of curve you want to do also. Okay, so going back to the select mode, the next one is, and I'm going to cover this one before I cover the T for text, that's Z for zoom, since it kind of falls in with what we're talking about with the pan mode. If you press Z, it immediately comes down and selects the zoom mode, and then of course you can then zoom in as needed, whatever you want. And of course you could always then switch over to H for the hand mode if you need to pan over to a different part of the image while you're zoomed in, and then go back to the zoom mode. Or, as always, press V and you're back in the select mode. Okay, so the last one is that involves this. There's some more I'm going to cover later, but right now the last one that involves the tools over here is going to be the text one. So, and then I'm in the select mode here, and let's get some room here for the text. And then I just press the letter T, all right, and that takes me immediately into the text mode. And then, of course, I can, at this point, just start typing my text, all right, and then when I'm done, now, here's the only thing, when I'm done, I cannot press V, because if I press V right now, it's just going to add a V. So this is the one mode that, when you're somewhere else over here in the tools mode, the rest of them you can press a V to get back to select mode, but in this case, I can't. When I press V, it's just going to type a V. So that one's not going to work, but still, kind of handy to have that letter V when you're in any of these other tools. The next shortcut I want to show you actually involves or works while you're in text mode. So here I am back in my select mode. I'm going to press T to be in the text mode, and I'm going to just start typing the quick brown box. And then I get up here, and this happens to me so often. I get up here and I'm going to go off the screen, and maybe I'm even zoomed in further and I'm not even going to be able to see any more words. And I go, okay, Great. That's too large. Should I? And while you're in that mode, by the way, in text mode, over here on the text panel, you can't resize it at this point. All right, you would have to leave and go back in and et cetera, et cetera. So it'd be really nice to be able to just resize it right now, and you can. While you're in this mode, you hold the control key, and when you hold the control key while you're in text mode, look what shows up. Those are your sizing handles. So I can just start resizing it. Now, if I want it to stay proportional, I don't want the letters to get skinny or anything, I can hold both control and shift, and I can resize it proportionally. Okay, or if I do want to squish it, then I'm just holding control, and I can either just, I can resize it freely, by doing it this way, or I can do it, using this middle handle here, whatever I want to do. You can also, while you're holding control key, you can move it, like I can move it up the screen, all right, or just freely move it wherever I want, or just move it downwards. That's moving it up and down. This is moving it left and right. And of course I could rotate it if I wanted to. So I thought that was kind of a really handy, type tool. And then of course, let's say I get it, I get the size down something like this, then I just release the control key, click at the end, and then I can continue typing. All right, so I thought that was a pretty cool one, and I wanted to show you guys how that works. So the final shortcut key I discovered, and I'm not sure this one's going to be all that useful. It doesn't work on the Mac, so I don't know why, but it doesn't. But it does work, on PC. So here on the document panel, any of these things that have kind of like, they're like what I call an on-off toggle, like the show grid, show guidelines, any of these down here where you can show something. If I go ahead and click one, let's say I turn on show grid, I can press the space bar to turn it off, to toggle it on and off. Okay, so that's kind of cool. The only problem is if I'm over here and doing something in text mode, I can't just press the space bar and then get the grid to show or not show. It doesn't work that way. And part of that is because it works on any of these down here. So let's say I'm going to put in some guidelines over here. I can't remember even how to do, oh yeah, from the ruler. There we go. So I have a guideline. Same thing works over here with the show guidelines. I can turn it off, I can click to turn it off, and then from there, as long as I haven't gone anywhere else, I can toggle it on and off. And same thing for all these down here, show outlines, right? Just space bar, print margins, again, show reg marks, turn them on and off, show page color, turn it on and off, and then finally the show template. If you have a template set under set template, if you haven't played with that, you really should have a look at these. These are pretty cool. So I have like a template here, and of course I made it way too big. There we go. And so same thing for it. Just I have it on, and then oops, cancel. So I got to go back, turn it on, and then I can toggle it on or off. So just kind of including it because it's possible, not because I think that it will ever be particularly useful to you. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to learn everything you need to know about SureCuts-A-Lot, consider purchasing the Scrappy Doo SCAL5 Classroom. Rob and I have made over 150 videos, over 10 hours of training, and it will teach you so much about how to use all of the functions and all of the features in SureCuts-A-Lot 5. Thanks for watching.